What is up, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at a game called Antherion. This is an epic, old-school style RPG game with tons of mechanics, like Dungeon and Dragon mechanics. You get to level up and start up different types of characters. So if we go into the start menu when you first start this game, you get 4 characters. That's kind of how the game all runs. You're going to run with 4 characters. Out of those 4 characters, you can have a black wizard, a custom, which I guess you just pick what you want. You get 20 points that you can put into other areas. We'll talk about that in a second. You can have a warrior, a thief, a sage, which is basically a potion maker and things like that, because there is a crafting system in the game where you can make potions, and that's pretty interesting too. There's fighters, there's rangers, gray wizard, white wizard, and the black wizard. So we did talk about those. So in custom, I'll just show you kind of like what you can do. You can kind of craft a guy exactly how you want. So you can have a guy that's maybe a little bit archer, a little bit black magic too, and then once you get those abilities in order to use like black magic, even at the start, to even get to level 1 spell, you have to have like 15 black magic. So you almost have to put almost all your points into something like that. So if you do want a wizard or something like that, you do get different types of races, which this one's an orc right now, and they kind of give you a little gist of them. It's saying at the end, what they lack in brains, they more than make up for in bronze. Orcs make first class warriors, so they're good warriors. Elves make excellent rangers and magic practitioners. Necrophils are black arts, so black magic, probably sages too, things like that. Undead doesn't really talk too much about what they're good at, because the undead is kind of the storyline, and I'll tell you a little bit about the storyline here in a second here. We got Wolfkin, which are great fighters because they're another strong character class in humans, which are your neutral class. You know, they're pretty much good at everything, so they get kind of different. And then that's going to change all of your attributes at the bottom, depending on which characters you start with. As you can see, strength, you get all these attributes to start with: strength, dexterity, intelligence, wisdom. It's all kind of like reminiscent of the games, of RPG games. We pretty much know what these all mean. Like, strength is your actual attack value with melee and your carrying bonuses and things like that. Dexterity, which I thought dexterity would be increasing your dodge and things like that, but it just says it maximizes your action points, which I'll talk about how the turn-based fight strategies go in a second. And then you get these turn-based fights. You know, so we basically get more turns if you have more higher dexterity. Also increases your accuracy with bows and most of your other weapons also. Intelligence is just basically your how much spell points you have available. So if you increase the intelligence, you'll get more spell points, which means you can cast more spells. Wisdom does increase the damage on a spell, and also increases the chance that you actually can hit with a spell. Constitution is just your hit points, and luck is just affects everything, you know. So if you try to loot things and try to find things in dungeons and stuff, you'll be able to increase your luck, and then you get better proficiency with that. So I'm not going to start at the beginning. What we'll do is load up, and just so I can show you guys kind of the fight mechanics, I'm going to load up one of my other saves that I've been playing on, and then we'll show you the turn-based fight strategies right now. There is the graphics in the game, like I said, is very old school. There's a little bit of a clunkiness when it comes to the movement, like me moving around. Not really too fun with the movement of it all, because you get to it's all, you know, top, right, left, you know. There is no sideways movement, which kind of sucks. But you get used to it. You'll get like barrels and things. That's kind of like your loot. You can just go in them. You know, this just has garbage in it. I'll show you some of the pickpocketing and some of the lockpicking if I'll get a chance to do some pickpocketing. So here's a battle. We just came up on these wild boars. The boars went ahead and moved first. Sometimes you get to move first. I don't really know what determines that in the game. I've only been probably playing for about a day. But let's go ahead and attack these boars, get them down. You get turn-based. Like, if you notice the little green dots on the bottom, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. So I can move her like 1, 2, 3, and then as long as you don't use up your last point, you can still do attack. Well, this is my wizard, so I'm gonna throw on my quick bar. You can save. Well, I'll show you that here in a second. You can save the firebolt like that I put. That's for her only spell she knows at the moment. And then you press 1, and you get a 95% chance of hitting the boar. And let's go ahead and hit it. All right. So this is my archer. Archer is the same kind of thing. He has a lot of dexterity, so if you notice, he has a lot of move points. He can move quite a bit. So I can move him out of the way if I want, and then just go ahead and take my bow shot. So one of those boards is down. This is my thief. He has quite a bit of move too. I was under the assumption dexterity was the way to go with a thief, but I'm not for sure. And we'll just go ahead and take a strike there. And if your guys die in combat, don't worry as long as you still win, because they'll come back to life as long as you win the combat. Alright, we'll go ahead and melee strike. This is my fighter. He has a one-handed weapon with some other... with a shield and everything. And then we'll just go ahead and take a shot at this boar right here. And insufficient spell points, so we cannot do that. So we can take a potion. This is kind of cool that you can take a potion, and then it only uses up one of my movement base. So then I can go ahead and hit the boar. Alright, so there we go. And then we'll go ahead and try to take that boar out with our archer in the back here and get another hit on another boar. So you can see it's all pretty easy. Like, my guy just died, so you think he's totally dead. But he's going to be okay. He'll come back. Which is something I don't know if I necessarily like, but I'll tell you, if all your characters die, that's it. So one thing you got to get used to with this game is quick saving quite a bit. I don't like how the quick save works. We get some boar hides and some gold. When you right click on the items and everything that you're looting, and they'll go directly into the guy's inventory that is selected. So he's the one that picked it up, so he got the boar skin. So here is the inventory, and you can see it's kind of like, you know, just like what your basic inventory: head slot, chest slot, the extra arm slot. This is a weapon on the right hand slot, capes, amulets, rings, and shoes. My guys are pretty basic right now because I've been playing too much. So you can scroll through them by pressing tab, which is kind of nice. You know, that button features are actually really, the GUI is actually pretty easy to figure out and everything. As you play, you'll probably want to take a look at the, you know, hotkeys and everything, because they are useful and, you know, almost necessary. You got to know them. There's also a travel map. This shows you how big the land is, and the land's actually pretty big and everything. So I'm assuming that this game is pretty massive. It looks like there's going to be a lot of gameplay. I've only been in this bottom, this like bottom right hand side area right here. So there's tons of area that you move through. One nice feature I think I like, but I don't know if I necessarily like, but it's pretty cool, is that as you clear an area, it's not like enemies randomly attack you. So like if you remember old school Ultima, you would get like random attacks as you walk. Well, this one's not like that. They're all the characters you're gonna get in fights. You'll see them on the ground, and once you clear out an area, they're gone. You know, you don't have to deal with that area anymore, so you keep moving. So there's a good linear process of movement as you move through the lands and everything. I'm assuming that you're not gonna have to be doing a lot of backtracking. I kind of like that because you're always moving forward, and not, you know, some of those games you go one area, then you have to go all the way back to a beginning area to turn in a quest, or that you have to go do something for a quest over there, and then while you're going back there, you're getting hit by random attack after random attack after random attack, and that kind of sucks sometimes. So, and it just takes up your time, and you're like, I just don't want to be attacked by all these random encounters. Well, this game, you're not going to have to deal with that. That is nice, so I do appreciate that. Let's take a look at, like, spells. I was saying you get white, gray, and black type of spell users. The only spell user I have right now is this little ugly troll-looking thing. And so then she can go ahead and take the spell, and you can put it in your hotkeys at the bottom, so then you can use them in attacks. Pretty cool, pretty basic. You get more spells as you learn them. You have to find the recipes, and then you have to have enough in the black magic or white magic, gray magic. You have to have enough skill points to be able to use it. And so you can buy those normally at shops, or sometimes they'll drop off at enemies too. There's a sleep mechanic. If you sleep, this is kind of how you heal. Sleeping takes food. You'll find food everywhere, so don't worry about, like, you can also buy food too. But as you sleep, if you look up on the top left, you get increases based off of how much you sleep. So if I sleep 2 hours, you can see right here that her spells go up a little bit more. Looks like everybody gets heal, and then you just go ahead and sleep. And that all increases. You also don't have to worry about getting attacked. So that's kind of nice too. You're not going to get attacked when you wake up in the middle of the night. So also there's time. There's a day-night cycle. Right now it is 10:47 p.m. As you sleep, it gets day and night. Shop owners and all the other stuff are only active during the daytime, like you suspect. There are like dungeons that you go into, and that's kind of cool. The lock picking and the pickpocketing features are pretty interesting too. You get a percentage based off of that. I'll show you kind of how it works. Well, these guys are asleep right now, so let's just go ahead, and since I'm just doing this as a show you guys how it works, we'll sleep 6 hours. Hopefully I have enough food. Yeah, I should be fine. Sleep it all off, and then I'm going to show you what the quick save is kind of like. This is one of the clunky features I didn't really care for the game too much about. And if you press Q, you get a quick save. You should quick save quite a bit in this game, but it pulls you out of the game, and then it does this quick saving type of menu thing. I think we're far enough along in the feature that it's not that hard to do a quick save. I don't think you need to pull us out of the game and actually do that. I would like to see that to be fixed. That'd be one thing that I'd like to see fixed. Is it not even? They're not even open yet? It's 6 a.m. What time are you guys open? I want to do a little pickpocketing, show you guys how that works. Well, I guess while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and maybe try to steal something from them. That's always cool too. Is he going to tell me to get out? Still waiting, yeah. We'd like to barter. You can barter with him and you can buy stuff from people. So this is kind of the buy menu. When you sell things, you just click on it and they'll tell you, well, I want to sell 2 of these, and then press OK. He said it'll give me 10 gold for it. I'm going to say no for right now. The value is actually 10 and he's giving me 5, so he's giving me half the value. You can change those values in your stats. If you go into skills, persuasion is what governs your conversations and abilities to your pricing and stuff like that. There's lock picking, pickpocketing. Alchemy is just like making spells and stuff. Lore is for identifying items. You have to get your lore up to a certain level so you can start identifying items. So I want to show you the pickpocketing. You can just go right up to someone and pickpocket. I have an 8% chance to actually pickpocket from him, so I probably wouldn't want to do that. But I will tell you that, like, if you're lock picking and trying to open up things, a lot of times, just like, old school, if you remember doing this, you quick save and then try it, and then it doesn't work, and then you quick save, and then you load your last save, and you can go back and doing that. It's kind of like a little bit of a cheat on the game, but I think you almost have to in some scenarios because you have to get into certain things. You run out of lock picks and stuff like that. So, all in all, how do I feel about the game? I don't know. There's a lot of things I really do like about it. The quests are nice and lined up, easy to read. There's a good storyline to the game. I think the storyline is based off of these necrophils have cast open like a doorway to bring all the undead and everything out into the world. So now there's undeads and all this other stuff. Well, that has caused alarm, and there's also a city that you start in that gets destroyed by a whole bunch of necrophils. Supposedly necrophils. We don't know the full story. And that's kind of what you're trying to figure out, is the storyline of what's happened. Why is all these undeads coming to life, and what's going on in the world. Like, all these creatures are starting to pour out into the world. So kind of a typical storyline that you would expect. Alchemy, you can, I guess, brew stuff and make your own potions. I haven't really messed with it too much, but there's a crafting system for that. I was saying that it's a lot like Dungeons and Dragons because you do get, the plus stats and everything. Helm of Strength, +4 strength. Assassin's Armor gives you +6 one-handed. Get capes, and everything has armor values and everything like that. You got a pretty good inventory. This is your carrying weight. This is how much gold the party has. So yeah, if you do enjoy RPGs and you like the old school type of RPG and you always wanted to play another one, I will recommend this game. It's only for $15 on Steam. It's a good price point. I think it's probably a little high. I would actually think that this game would probably be more of a $10 game, but $15 isn't too far of a stretch. So I did enjoy the game. I would recommend it if you like RPGs and you like old school style and you just want to play something that you can mindlessly go through, and it is enjoyable in that sense. I did enjoy it. But other than that, you know, it is a game that doesn't require too much skill, but it does require a little bit of preemptive. You know, you gotta make sure that you're ready for certain areas and things like that, because you can die pretty easily. Like I said, make sure you quick save if you are going to play the game. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave me some comments if you want to see some more of Antherion. I'll go ahead and play it if you guys do want to see it. And also, leave me some comments if you guys did enjoy the more reviews and you want to see more reviews. So subscribe if you want to see further, and take it easy, guys. Thank you for watching.